I can't remember the last time I sold something through my shop. I think it's been 2 years, maybe even more than that. I think because I send out monthly bundles of prints and stickers and sometimes bookmarks, greetings cards, a couple of notebooks and sketchbooks as well every month on Patreon. That has kind of fulfilled my love of making original art and products regularly and having a good packaging session, which you know I love. But one of my goals for this year is to get my online shop back up and running, offer art to anyone that wants it outside of Patreon, and get some new projects and products in my portfolio. Maybe just have 2 or 3 limited launches throughout the year. But before that, I need to get back in the swing of things and clear the stock that I already have so I can start afresh and just reacquaint myself with the business of running an online shop. So that is what we're doing today. I had a look recently at what I have and there is way more than I expected. So this is a great one for anyone who has always wanted to get their hands on my tiny house books, the Greenhouse Essentials book, even a couple of the OG Houses and What Haunts Them and 30 Ways to Fill a Sketchbook zines. I had no idea I still had some of those, although I will say there's only a couple of each of those last 2. So if you are watching this now, that means the shop is live and you may want to snag what you want now before it goes out of stock. I'll have a link to the shop below. I'm also thinking of offering signed copies of my book. You can get my book already at most common bookstores, but I thought a few people might like a copy directly from me that I can write a personal note in. And then I have lots of extra art prints from my years doing Patreon bundles that I think I could batch together into little random surprise lucky dip selections of 3 or 4 that people can buy as well. Oh, and the pomegranate print that you can see there is also available with a few other prints on InPrint, so I will have a link below to that as well. So that's the plan, and I just wanted to take you along with me as I put it into action, planning and prepping for this shop restock, sorting out photos and listings and packaging and customs and any other shop running small business hurdles that we may run into along the way. First things first, this may seem a bit backwards, but I'm going to start with planning the packaging, because once I have an idea for that, I can order everything I need and have that ready to go for when the shop is up and running. So I like minimal packaging and as eco-friendly as I possibly can get it. I've just been looking on Pinterest to see if anything is particularly inspiring, and I think I will stick with something really simple. I always tend to wrap my orders in tissue paper and then seal that with a sticker, so I don't think I will change that, though part of me does kind of want to include a stamp, like an ink stamp, so maybe not tissue paper. We'll think about that. And for the lucky dip bundles, I'm thinking of doing something similar to what I did with my wedding invitations, so like a clear-ish belly band with this tracing paper that I have loads of, and again I would just seal that with a sticker. So let's design these stickers. Okay, time to order what I need. I have decided to go with brown packing paper rather than tissue paper, so it'll stay a bit neater and less wrinkled, and I'll have the option to stamp it without worrying about the ink going through. Speaking of which, I will need the stamp and the ink, and I usually make my own stickers, but for the amount that I might be using, I think it'd be better to just outsource that task and make a bulk order elsewhere, so that's going on the list as well. And then the boring stuff, I need postage labels, I need board backed or card envelopes to send everything in. I think other than my book, everything is going to be A5 size or smaller. So I already have envelopes big enough to send my book in, and so I just need to get A5 sized envelopes, maybe A5 sized boxes as well. I think that's it. If I'm missing something, I guess we will find out once we get started. So I decided for the Lucky Dip Happy Mail bundles that I would print and cut the stickers for those myself. The other stickers I am still waiting for, but this means that I can start pre-packaging these while I wait for the rest of the packaging supplies to arrive. So I've laid out piles of each of the different things, and I'm just going through picking out 4 of them at random, and I'm just going to keep doing that until they're all bundled up. Right, so I've brought a few things back with me so I can take pictures of everything, and for the vibe of the pictures I am kind of wanting to go for something similar to what I did for my book. So I've got loads of like props and things that I can put around and then just take pictures of everything with different layouts, different sizes, different formats, just take as many pictures as I can so I can whittle it down and choose which ones I want to use in the shop listings. And yes, I know that the Christmas tree is still up in late January, Don't judge me, I will get around to it eventually, but first we have a photo shoot to do. Okay, now it's time to get it all up on my website. So I haven't done this in a while, bear with me. I am going to add the photos, the price, the product description. It's the shipping options that always trip me up. I will do it based on weight, so most of the orders will be letter size anyway, and if they go over the weight limit of a letter, then they can be classed as large letter, and then the zines I will list as whatever weight will make them a large letter, and then for the book I will have a separate small parcel option for that as well. That should work, and I need to do that for different areas at different prices, so domestic, Europe and everywhere else. I also need to add a note to all of my listings to EU customers because yay, Brexit. For the most part, my letter-sized orders don't run into any issues, but I know large items sometimes have custom fees that I'm not able to cover on my end through my postage provider, and I just want to warn people that I'll do whatever I can to limit it, but that might be the case. And part of that is going to be adding customs info on Royal Mail, make sure everything is classified correctly. I don't know how well this will work. It's crazy that it's easier for me to send something to the States or to Australia than it is to send something a couple of hours across the channel to France. And if it's too much of an issue this time around, I might start selling on a separate platform like Etsy just to get around this, but we'll see how it goes this time and hope for the best. If you are in the EU and you are hit with a customs fee that's too much, just don't pay it. The items will be returned to me and I'll be able to refund you for your order. I just hope that it doesn't have to come to that, but I thought I should warn you at least. I really don't want my EU customers to have to be excluded from this sale. On a lighter note, that should be the final step, so we'll be ready to launch. I always start a shop launch by letting my followers know on Patreon first. It's a great way to get the initial impression of how things are working on the site. Plus, they get rewarded with the first choice of items and they get a discount code as well. Having that smaller community to do a soft launch with makes it so much easier to have conversations about their shopping experience and if there's anything they think I could change or improve on. And especially since it's been so long since my shop has been active, it's really important for me to know that everything is working smoothly. Okay, it is later. It is much later. That took absolutely forever. It's really late now. But we are live, so if you're watching this, it means that everything went smoothly. The shop is now public, so if you saw anything in this video that took your fancy, I will have a link to everything below so you can check it out. But otherwise, I hope that you just enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing the process, maybe found it interesting or even useful to see everything that goes on behind the scenes. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting my work. Thank you for being here, and I will see you soon in the next one. Bye.